Is Happy silenced? Right click. Oh, misses the right click.
Looking for surrounding and he gets it on the DK. There's no TP for him anymore.
Got it. That's locked in.
Oh my god.
Could build some
Oh my god. This is not a fight that Kiwikaki can win here in the upper right. Can he win it somewhere else? Oh,
but this is enough moon. Does he have enough damage? Does he miscalculate this?
no
way.
Last
Serious? Tunnel dead.
Right click, Happy. How can you save this DK? You have no resources for a potion. Trying to nuke. Doesn't work. Step out.
Funny composition, not the right one by Johnny Cage.
Stormbolt.
Where all the trees go?
Perfect shockwave. You don't have much time. Shockwave. Here we go. One more right click. Lin. Guagua. Oh!
Yeah, all right. I got muted. This has to stop. I'm coming in today with so much excitement. Finally, I'm back, and today we have one hell of a day in store. We're gonna have, what is this gonna be? 10 hours? 11 hours, maybe? Well, I guess there's only one game tonight in the Dach Inferno, if I see that right. So it might be a shorter day there. But we here are gonna have a long day. We are going to be starting things off with a little bit of Young Phoenix Cup, the mostly younger generation of talented players playing in this one in a King of the Hill format, 1 month running. I think this is a really cool format. Lots of young players in here. Lucy, not exactly one of the young players. Lucy, in fact, one of the oldest standing pro players. We've had him around since longer than I've been watching. He's facing Ugly today, and I'm waiting for the lobby to be set up. Sometimes they're a little bit late with creating the lobby, but hopefully it's going to start in a moment. After that, we're going to get really into the thick of things. Lucy versus Ugly, bit of a Reinkommer, as we say in German. A little bit of a prep match to get us started, to get us warmed up for the real big competition that's happening today. Gladiator Championship is going into the second round. Of course, the last one, we saw 1-0, Life and Soen making top 3, then playing in the Gladiator Golden Cup. They got some weird naming conventions, I gotta say. Playing the Gladiator Golden Cup, and that still has its grand final to be played. And guess what? That is also today. It's a little bit confusing that the one tournament hasn't exactly finished yet, and then the second edition is already starting. I feel like we could improve that a little bit on the scheduling side, but hey, let's not be too nitpicky. We have 4 amazing games there today. Like I said, Gladiator Championship 2 is going to be Sock versus Moon, Life versus Hazy, 1-0 versus Infi. This is day 2 of this next edition of the tournament. Yesterday we had day 1 with the first 3 matches in the placement matches. Then those winners will be placed into the winners matches, losers into the losers matches, same as last time around Gladiator Championship. The Gladiator Championship 1 led to the Golden Cup 1. Gladiator Golden Cup 1. And that did see Happy winning out 5-0 against 1-0. That was pretty crazy. And also Life beating Soen, as was kind of expected. Was pretty close though, perhaps closer than we thought. And today they're meeting in the Play All 5 Grand Final, last match of the day. I really hope that we're gonna there is the Dach Inferno tonight, like I said. I'm not 100% sure we're gonna be able to show all the matches, but if we can't show them today, we are gonna show them tomorrow to make sure we have all the matches properly shown to you guys. Okay, I'm still waiting for the game invite. Is this not taking place today? It's supposed to take place every day. Let's take a look at Angeline's stream. What's going on there? Wait. The game is starting, but I'm not in the lobby. What the hell? Excuse me, sir? Why is that? Okay, let me ask the good man. Gonna have to do the restream for map 1 apparently. Are they playing on Warcraft 3 Champions maybe? Okay, well then, map 1. We will have to go for the restream. But following maps, we should be able to jump into the game ourselves. Alright, we missed nothing so far. It is Turtle Rock here for the first map. We have Ugly with a Ghoul Lich opening. Oh, and Lucy. Very, very old school. No, wait! Oh shit, what is this? It's a Fast Fiend Cryptlord build. Wait a minute. Doesn't Carson call this the Philbot Fiends? Or is Philbot Fiends just Fast Fiends with DK? Or is it Cryptlord? Cryptlord Fiends, dude. On paper, it seems like this strat should be kind of good, because you have corpses right away to summon beetles and skellies. You have frontliners with Cryptlord, you have backliners with Fiends. It always seemed like it would make so much sense as a strategy. But the hero, of course, being out later is a big downside. Lich immediately attacking into the enemy undead base. Oh, wants to blast that fiend. And of course, the great thing is, when there's no DK, there is no healing for those fiends, and that is the first easy kill. Happy versus 1-0 was a big undead mirror that we saw in the last couple of days. 5-0 there by Happy. This led him to the grand final in the Gladiator Golden Cup. That grand final we're going to see as the last match today here on the English side of the stream. Dach Inferno, of course, going to be happening after that. Going to be in German. There was also another show match. What's that one called? Huashan Sword Cup. Huashan Sword show match between Labby and 1-0. Where Labby also defeated 1-0, playing mostly Cryptlord, I believe fast expansion. I just saw the Wikipedia page, didn't see all of the games. 1-0 right now seems to be struggling, especially with Labby. He's like half inactive. Labby's hardly playing any tournaments. I was really surprised to see that game going to him. It's a rough start for Lucy, by the way. He is losing a lot of fiends if he loses these two other ones. Maybe he can save it. Going for the Impale Surround. I think that's a good trade. TP for another fiend kill. I think that's great news for Ugly. And that fiend is not moving. Oh, and that is Lich level 2. It's a bit of beetle harass in Ugly's main base, but he didn't lose any Oh! He's gonna lose one acolyte now. That one is surrounded. Little bit of improper micro there, but it's not a big deal. Tech is finishing up. Acolyte can be remade. 100 gold lost here, maybe. Lucy lost 3 fiends. 3 fiends in the early game. That is devastating. That is normally an instant loss. Sorry, I just tuned in. Who is Ugly? Ugly is one of the young up-and-coming players from China. Part of the newest generation. I feel like he should really change his name. Not a big fan of that one. But hey. Maybe the Undeads always feel like the name has to end in a Y, you know? Happy, ugly, labby, kind of. Pinky. We could also go with Pinky. Not 1-0. For him, it doesn't work. Did you guys also watch that cartoon show as a kid? Pinky. The pinky and the brain, 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 brain. That was actually a very funny concept. The one brilliant, however psychopathic mouse that's always looking for world domination, and his friend Pinky, cognitively limited but kind-hearted. And didn't it go that the brain always tried to hatch a plan to conquer the world? It didn't work, right? And then Pinky was always trying to be good and help his friend, but also just be simply a good person on the way there. And oh shit, I can't remember it too well. But wasn't he always close to, on accident, getting to world domination through his kindness, like Pinky? But then it somehow wouldn't work out, right? Isn't that how it worked? 120. Oh, true. It does end in a Y. Conspiracy detected. Is he playing Gargs, by the way? Ugly's playing Gargs. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I think it might have been 10 years since I last saw Gargs in this matchup. You see it on ladder all the time, but not in pro play normally. It is terrible. Gargs get absolutely wrecked by Fiends, which are already the best unit in this matchup. Is he going Worms as well? Gargs Worms, dude. That was the ladder strat of back in the day. Old day. Whoops. Losing a Garg there to creeps. A little bit unfortunate. I shouldn't be yawning. I slept like 9 hours last night. Ooh, it felt so good. I kept on waking up. I went to bed pretty early at like 11 p.m. Fell asleep maybe 11:30. And I legit slept until 9 a.m. this morning. I woke up like 2 or 3 times for a short while earlier. I was like, I can get a couple more minutes. You know that feeling when you've been having a bit too little sleep in the last couple of days? Like the previous 2 nights, I only had like 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, something like that, both nights. So I was feeling a little bit groggy, feeling a little bit underpowered, if you will. So getting on that beautiful sleep today did me wonders. Beauty sleep, they call it. Chat, can you see? Can you see the beauty that the sleep gave me? I think so. We're seeing double Crypt Lord here, by the way. In Undead Mirror, we've been seeing a really good amount of Crypt Lords lately. Kind of the only matchup that we see him in at the moment. You know what? That's actually not exactly true. Against Orc also. Sometimes, very rarely, we see. A little bit of an Acolyte harass over here. TP for TP trade. Got a Ghoul, got an Acolyte. Not bad. Ugly here seems to be the more active player. Proactively trying to go for, you know, some damage.
Should have seen me on Sunday. Woke up at 11 a.m., was awake till 4 p.m., took a nap for another 5h till 9 p.m., was awake till 2 a.m., and then slept again till 11 a.m. Entire Sunday slept away.
Bro, that's a perfect Sunday. Thank you, Lacrest Fallen. You know, now that we're in our 30s, moving towards our 40s, sleep is a beautiful thing. You guys remember when we were really young, like teenagers or early 20s, and when you slept too young on the weekend, you felt like, oh man, I'm missing out. I'm not getting to the meetup. I'm not getting to the party. I'm not going to the park. I'm not being active. Not doing that. Not doing that. The older you get, you're like, you know what? Wouldn't it be nice to just stay inside? Or sometimes when you're having when you're planning to meet with somebody and you don't feel like it really, and you're kind of hoping that they're gonna cancel. It's also something that when I felt that happen a couple of weeks ago, I felt really old. I was like, damn, really? I'm that guy now? Just sometimes, though. Anyways, here's the first bigger fight of this game. As you can see, the Fiends are doing very well against these Gargs, as expected. With Impale and Nova, he's trying to get some kills here, Mr. Ugly. And got one Fiend, but one Fiend only. Rest of his army seems to have mostly disappeared. Fiends, of course, also great against Destroyers. Yeah, Fiends are pretty damn good. Pretty damn good in this matchup. Lucy takes that fight with flying colors. Ugly's trying to tech to Worms. We've seen Worms lately looking pretty good against Night Elf. With this hero kill here, I think that's going to do it for map 1. I'm 29 in 2 days, and the thought of being 1 year away from 30 disgusts me. Wow, that's an extreme stance, brother. I hope you're gonna find more tranquility in your older years, because guess what? In 10 years, you're gonna be almost 40. Yeah, I like my 30s way more than I like my 20s. I think it's mainly, though, because I got a lot more mature and I understood myself better. In my 20s, I was still very, very clueless in almost every way. Nowadays, I understand much more. I have perfect understanding of Warcraft balance, for example. That's why I always give the best balance suggestions. New suggestion video is coming soon. The crazy thing is we're closer to 2050 than the year 2000. Yeah, that is pretty sick. Yeah, half the year is almost over already, sort of. Great thing about Fiends, by the way, not just good against ghouls, not just good against Gargs, also great against Frostworms. I wonder if Ugly's going to play the same strat on the next map. One downside for Lucy is his Crypt Lord doesn't do anything against the Gargs or Worms. As you can see, when a target is webbed, you cannot impale it. Always seemed weird to me. You can stomp and clap a target when it's webbed or ensnared. Like an air unit, you know. But even ground units, when they're ensnared, you cannot impale them. Kind of weird, right? I think they made that choice just because of visual reasons. Because when you impale something up in the air, it's going to look weird with the web effect, I guess. Anyways, it's GG. We saw that one coming. Okay, now, buddy. Are you on Warcraft III Champions or something? Well, no, I see him on KK right now. Did he say something? I asked him if the game is not on KK, and he says yes, it's not on KK. But he's not telling me the game name. What the hell, bro? Or maybe he meant that the game is on KK? Hmm. We are about to find out in a moment. Lucy, by the way, has looked pretty good here in this small-scale tournament. The Young Phoenix Cup 1 is what they call it. So it's a King of the Hill with a total of 14 players. Ah, there's the invite. Okay. Nice. Thank you. Total of 14 players, King of the Hill. Every day one player wins is then every day one player wins, stays on, and rotated out is the loser. And for a long time, Hazy was having a really good run. We had 4 wins at the start of the season for Hazy. Then he lost to Elegant. Elegant with 3 wins. Ice Orc, Orc Arrow, Lecky PCG, 15 Sway, and Cini got no wins. And then Pink got 1 win, defeated by Lucy. So Lucy right now on 1 win, looking to make it 2 at least. Next opponent tomorrow, by the way, is going to be Zhao Kai. That could make for an interesting game as well. It could be Farsi Headhunter against Cryptlord play, possibly. But now we are in the game. Nice one. Got the invitation this time around. We got Lucy in the blue. Up 1-0. As the English people say. I got a very good friend out of England. He used to live in Mainz. He was a... Oh, wait. I'm in the regame. He was a postdoc of physics at the Mainz University. And 1.5 years ago, moved to America to live with his girlfriend, and they recently married. Anyways, he was out of England, and he grew up in Luton. I think that's very close to London. Luton. Apparently, it's the same city where Andrew Tate is from. And apparently, they went to the same school with just like 1 year difference, and everyone back then already knew that Tate was a complete idiot piece of shit. So I guess some people don't change. His name's Jamie. Shout out to Jamie. Amazing guy. Very funny. Some of his jokes I wouldn't want to say on stream because then we might get demonetized or banned. But if you are in Tennessee, yeah, Tennessee. If you're in Tennessee and you run into Jamie from Luton, tell him that you come with Remo's blessing. Okay, regame, I guess. Don't know what was wrong here. Hammerfall for our next map. Tommy Robinson is also from Luton. Who is Tommy Robinson? Political activist. I've seen his face somewhere. Don't really know who that is. Different build this time, though. Both with a ghoul build opening. Criblood first. This could be an expansion even. I have a massive craving for pizza, and as such, I will now proceed to get some groceries. Alright. Have a good one, the Crestfallen. Does that mean you're going to the grocery store, you're going to buy all the ingredients, go back home, make yourself a pizza, a self-made, homemade pizza, and then enjoy that with all its benefits? Or are you just buying a frozen pizza? I myself was grocery shopping earlier this morning, and I bought some frozen pizzas because it's never too bad to have a couple in the fridge, you know, in case you're lazy or hungover one day. That's a bachelor's last resort, isn't it? The frozen pizza in the freezer. Hell no, I will just buy a bunch of frozen pizzas and then throw them all in the oven and gorge myself on junk food. Ah, alright. I think, you know, the normal common brands in Germany, I think I've had every single one of them when it comes to frozen pizza. And I think, my opinion, there's only one single good frozen pizza brand in Germany. And it's called Ofenfrische. All the other ones... Also the Gusto one or whatever it's called. Shit. Saying last resort while the Cryptlord is played as a first hero is a good one. That was accidental, bro. I would have liked to take credit here, but that was just an accident. Indeed, though. Papa Roach. Interesting for me, Ristorante Salami is the only one I really like. Okay, I'm gonna make one exception here. Ristorante with the pesto and tomato and salami. That one's also pretty good. That's the one exception I'm gonna make. Oh, double impale, looking for the surround. Oh, and he's got him. Might not be able to hold it though. This ghoul trying to shut the door, but he can't do it. That is bad news for Lucy. Both impales blown, almost nothing received for it. And that expansion is not happening. Plan B now, tech instead. Looks like Ugly getting off to a fantastic lead right here. Ooh, Nova. Rima, what's the weather in your country like? My wife only agrees to watch Back to Warcraft with me when you wear a tank top for unknown reasons. I wore tank tops a lot last year, actually. In summer, when it was super hot. Right now, I'm wearing a sweater, though. It is not that time of year yet. What is it today? Like 17 degrees? Celsius? So, yeah, in 2 more months. In 2 more months, I'm going to be casting in a tank top for sure. You know, the house that I moved into here, actually, it's been very cool the last couple of weeks. Even when it was warm outside, the temperature in here stayed pretty chilly, pretty cool, which is great. I love that. I hate the huge heat of summer normally. My worry, though, is that this is the coldness still carried through from winter, early spring, you know, when the house isn't really too warmed up yet. Now, my worry is, maybe The isolation of this house, which is old, just isn't that good. Which might mean that it's gonna get hot as fuck in here in the summer. That would be painful. I will keep you guys posted. Ofenfrische is not good at all. It's way too wet and the edge is too big. Yeah, the crust is a bit too big. I do agree with that, but no. In terms of ingredients, in terms of quality, in terms of bite and taste, bro, it's way better. Way better. Way better.
Forces are under attack.
Cryptlord is getting a lot of experience here. This time around, I would think the Gargs make a lot of sense. We've seen this tons of times over the years. When you're facing a Cryptlord first, you just make air units. Humans did it. Orcs even sometimes did it. There's no such thing as a good frozen pizza. Fair point. Maybe good isn't the proper adjective, but decent, I think, is fair to say. Whoa! This Lich Man, slippery, oiled up.
The player's forces are under attack.
The reason why the house stays cool now is because even if the temperatures get up to 25 degrees like a few days ago, at night it's still just 10 degrees. Ooh, big Nova. Oh man, that was a banger of a Nova. And here comes the Dark Ranger looking for some new friends. That is 3 skellies immediately. Oh man. Yikes. This is a disaster of a game. Oh my god, 4 ghoul kills. That might just be RIP. But we do have the expansion at least. Ooh, tech already to tier 3. That looks very greedy. If I was Lucy here, I would slap down double crypt mass fiends. Mass fiends, mass upgrades. And what about a slaughterhouse? Lucy has like no units. Dude, where's your units? He's making his own Gargs. Well, alright then. That's not going to be an easy hold here for Lucy. It's a nice impale, but it's only level 1. DK positioning here a little bit off the mark as well. Another kill. When is Happy vs. Life gonna be? It's after the Gladiator Championship games. Those are starting at 2 p.m. So we're gonna need at least 4 hours for the Gladiator Championship games. So the earliest Happy vs. Life might start would be 6. Maybe later. The pain train is fully assembled. And the GG is called. Ugly ties things up. That game started horrible, of course. You can't have that Expo attempted and then fail so horribly. Cryptlord as we've seen, will be close to useless against air armies, so you need to make sure you get off to a good start with Crypt Lord. That was here not the case. All right, we got 20 more minutes before the Gladiator Championship begins. That might be 2 more maps. Best of 7 now turns into a best of 5. And we are joining onto the next map. Springtime it's gonna be. All right, Ugly's asking for 2 minutes. Then we're going to get into the next game shortly. Yeah, the next couple of games. I think we got a banger day of games today, by the way. Sock versus Moon. Oh, sweet. Hazy versus Life. Really exciting. I'm worried that Hazy's going to get slaughtered here. But he is, you know, talking about the new generation. Talking about the Young Phoenix Cup. Hazy is the young talent from China right now that is so exciting to watch. Playing weird strategies, playing lots of random, 22 years old only, has his own mind for the game, his own attempts. He played a game of Warden first, like against Human. Warden first on Concealed Hill. Fast Expo, Mass Tier 1. Crazy. Hazy is crazy. That particular strat completely failed, however. But, you know, if you want to find something brilliant and new, you have to trial and error for a certain amount. Also, interestingly, Hazy in the last few months, like I said, he plays lots of random. He plays random against Orc, random play against Human, random against Night Elf. Shit, I wasn't ready. My bad, my bad, my bad. Yeah. Random against all the other races. Human, Orc, Undead. But against Night Elf, he plays Night Elf. He wants to play Night Elf Mirror, but then he normally plays some weird strats with like Firelord and stuff. Did you watch Moon versus TH? He played Night Elf Mirror. I did not. I missed that. TH playing Night Elf. Man, that's been a long time. Wait. 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 What? Young Feng. But it says... It says Night Elf versus Human here. We played Bloodbench first, by the way. What the hell? Ah, TH played Human. Okay. I don't understand what you're saying. Dude, the Twitch autocorrect just tried to block recipe. What the hell is wrong?